Viewers out there, welcome to Breakfast News on AYOGEN TV. I am Charles Olowe Oluwafemi. Here are the major news headlines for today on our local news. Today we have 3 nabbed over kidnap mother of 5-year-old Kano pupil. On our political news this morning, PDP Governor Saraki received Lagos for Lagos convener to party. And business news this morning, FG January bonds oversubscribed by 175 billion naira DMO. On our sports news this morning, World Cup optimism as Eagle no playoff falls today. Health news, COVID-19 vaccines showed high efficacy against several Omicron studies. On our foreign news this morning, police students shot at Maryland school, suspect in custody. On our entertainment news this morning, Fuji music can die, Afrobeat singers get inspiration from it, says Ayinla Kollington. Stay tuned as we bring you the full detail of the news today. On our local news this morning, 3 nabbed over kidnap mother of 5-year-old Kano pupil. Kano State Police Command has arrested 3 suspects in connection with abduction and murder of a 5-year-old schoolgirl in the state, Anivat Abubakar. This was just as the state government ordered immediate closure of the private school Noble Kiddies Academy at Kwara Dakata, Nasarawa local government area of the state, where Abubakar was reportedly secretly buried by the suspects. The police on Thursday arrested a 30-year-old man and teacher in the school, Abdulmalik Tanko, and his alleged accomplice, Hashim Iyaku, 37 and 27 years old, Fatima Jibril. The spokesperson for the police in the state, SP Abdullahi Aruna, who made the disclosure in a statement, said the suspects were arrested by a team of Department of State Service in Kano State. According to the statement, police on December 4, 2021, around 8:30 p.m., a report was received from a resident of Dakata Quarter, Nasarawa local government area of the state that Abubakar was kidnapped and a ransom of 6 million demanded. Following the report, the State Commissioner of Police, Samaya Diko, was said to have met with the head of security agencies in the state and mobilized a team of Operation Puff Adder led by one SP Shehu Dairo to ransack, hideout, and arrest the culprits. The state's raid, sustained effort, and prolonged follow-up led to the arrest of one of the culprits, Abdulmalik Mohammed Tanko of Tundun Matara Quarters, Nasarawa local government, Kano State, and Hashim Iyaku of the same address. On commencement of investigation, Abdulmalik confessed that the victim, Hanifa, was his pupil at a private school in Kwana, Dhaka, Nasarawa local government. The statement quoted Tako as saying that he poisoned the victim when he realizes that she recognized him. I kidnapped her and took her to my house, from where I contacted her relative and demanded a ransom of 6 million naira. On December 18, 2021, having realized that the victim recognized me, I poisoned her to death, conspired with one Hashim Iyaku, took and buried her in a shallow grave located at the private school in Kwata Yangana Takun Mutala Kota. Counsel was suspected as saying. Also, the statement noted that Iyaku confessed that sometimes in November 2021, Tanko met with him and one Fatima Jibril of Laif Falaki Takun Mukata Mutala headquarters and ordered them to kidnap Abubakar, adding that they agreed but later declined their action. The statement added, moments after their arrest, the suspects led a combined team of DSS operatives and Operation Puff Adder to the scene of the crime, from where the body of murdered Abubakar was exhumed and rushed to the Mohammed Abdullahi Washi Specialist Hospital, Kano, examined and confirmed dead by a medical doctor, and subsequently released to the relative for burial according to Islamic rite. On completion of investigation, the case will be taken to court. There was a mid-drama at the police command on Friday where Fatima Maina, mother of the murder people, cited the school owner. The parents of the victim were the first to arrive at the police command before while Tankwan and other suspects were brought in by the police amid tight security. Ganduje noted that the state government was in regular contact with the bereaved families and continued that justice prevailed in the case to serve as a deterrent to others. The statement noted that the governor who commanded security agency in the state for their prompt action, which led to the arrest of those allegedly involved, stated that while investigation was in progress, the state government will pursue the case to a logical conclusion. Ganduje, according to the statement, commanded the international community human rights-based organization, including Patriotic Nigerian, for the expression of concern in the incident. Beside Ganduje, equally assured security agency of government support in carrying out their duty of ensuring that Kano sustain relative peace coexistence. On our political news this morning, PDP Governor Saraki received Lagos for Lagos convener to party. The national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Inyaucha Ayo, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, former Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki, and 5 other governors on the platform of the party on Friday received the convener of the Lagos for Lagos movement and chieftaincy of the All Progressive Congress, Mr. Abdulaziz Adediran, aka Jando, into the PDP fold. The governors in attendance are host governors Makinde, Rivers State Governor Nelson Wike, Akwa Ibom Governor Dikin Udom Emmanuel, is Abia State counterpart, Okezie Ikpeazu, Enugu State Governor Mr. Ifeanyi Nwanyi, Bayelsa State, and Senator Duoye Diri of Bayelsa State. The event, which had its in attendance member of the National Working Committee of the PDP, including the Deputy National Chairman Taufik Arakwaja and the National Secretary Senator Samuel Anyanwu, as well as former PDP Deputy National Chairman Chief Olabode George, former Governor State Obi, and Olusegun Mimiko, was held at the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos. A statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Mr. Taiwo Adisa, indicated that Makinde, while addressing select journalists shortly after the event, said the event signaled the beginning of a new dawn for the PDP in Lagos State. According to the governor, the Southwest PDP is now fully ready to lead the charge to rescue the zone and the country from the hand of APC, which promised too much but did little justify the trust Nigeria had in them. He said, "Today I join my brothers governors in the PDP and other well-meaning members of our great party to welcome Mr. Jide Adediran of the Lagos for Lagos movement to the PDP." Earlier, the national chairman of the PDP, Ayo, had maintained that the party will restore Nigerian glory comes 2023 and that Lagos will also be rescued from the trough of bad governance. Today, we are happy to join Lagosian to welcome Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran to the PDP so that together we can rescue Lagos State and rescue Nigeria from the trough of economic hardship. Similarly, Governor Ikpeazu, who spoke on behalf of the PDP Governors Forum Chairman, Right Honorable Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, and Governor Nelson Wike of Rivers State, welcomed Adediran and his team to the PDP. Ikpeazu maintained that the Adediran had joined a bus that would not stop until it gets to Aso Rock in 2023. Charge him to join hand with a 60 member of the PDP in Lagos State to rescue the state and Nigeria. In his response, shortly after being presented with the PDP membership card by the chairman of the party in Ojo local government and the chairman of the Lagos State PDP caretaker committee, Julius Akinshola, Adediran said, and his fellow were joining the PDP to add value to the party. Adediran said, "We once belonged to a party that was not ready for a contest, but we have now moved to the PDP party that believes in the rules of law, and in this party, we will put our numerical strength to test against the APC." Still on breakfast news, on our business news this morning, FG's January bonds oversubscribed by 175 billion naira DMO. The federal government bonds for January worth 150 billion naira, which were auctioned on January 19, were oversubscribed by 175.24 billion naira. The Debt Management Office has said. The DMO said on Friday that the total subscription received from investors was 325.24 billion naira. It said a subscription of 11.19 billion naira was received for the 12.5% FGN January 2026 bond and 214.5 billion naira for the 13% FGN January 242 band, which recorded the highest subscription. The debt office had a total of 170.64 billion naira were allotted, comprising 81.72 billion and 88.92 billion. It said successful bid for the 12.5% FGN January 2026 and 13% FGN January 2042 were allotted at the marginal rate of 11.5% and 13% respectively. However, the original coupon rate of 12.5% for the 12.5% FGN January 2026 will be maintained, while the coupon rate for 30% FGN January 2040 new issue is set at 13%. The DMO had earlier released its bond insurance calendar for the first quarter of 2021, which the auction dated being January 19th, February 16, and March 2023. The federal government planned to acquire about 480 billion naira in new debt capital from the domestic capital market in first quarter of 2022, according to its bond insurance calendar. On our sports story this morning, World Cup optimism as Eagle knows playoff falls today. Some football stakeholders in Nigeria have expressed optimism as the draw for the Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifier playoff holds today. The draw will take place in Douala, Cameroon. The Super Eagles will know its World Cup playoff when the draw takes place. There are still 10 teams in contention following the second round of the 2022 World Cup qualification. The 10 qualified teams will be divided into two levels based on the official FIFA ranking published in November 2021. The 5 highest ranked team will play against the 5 least ranked team, with the first leg to be played at home of the lower ranked teams. This means Nigeria could face strong opposition like Egypt, Cameroon, Ghana, Mali, and Republic of Congo to book a place in Qatar. Despite these 10 tests ahead, the stakeholder owed Saturday that the Eagle currently form at the ongoing Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon had given hope and optimism that the team are ready to face any opposition they get when the draw are made today. Former Super Falcon head coach Ismaila Mambo said, "I'm highly impressed with the Eagles because we've not only won, but we are only playing very well, and this cause for every Nigerian to be happy because their performance is building our confidence. Confidence, these Eagles are ready to face any opposition given, and they will qualify for the World Cup when the draw is made." Former England player of Nigerian descent John Fashanu added, "The Eagles are flying at the moment and their spirit is so high right now. How can we now not be optimistic when we have won 3 games in a row? The boys are looking great and ready to face any opposition right now. The Eagle 4 boys are moving like a train and no one can stop the train." Team Essin added that with the balance of the team, the Eagles are ready to face any team handed to them. Getting 9 points from your group, stopping a group means the confidence is high, the boys are not struggling, and there is a balance in the team. The Eagles can face any opposition at the moment, and I don't think qualifying for the World Cup will be a problem. However, 1985 Under-17 World Cup hero Nduka Ugbade challenged the Eagles to be ready to face strong opponents to become the best. He said, "If you are not ready to play at the highest level at every time when you are not ready to succeed. My concern is that Nigerians should win the AFCON first, and when they met at any other team, they would be able to compete at the highest level and fight for the World Cup slot." On our health news this morning, COVID-19 vaccine showed high efficiency against several Omicron studies. COVID-19 vaccines and boosts continue to have very high efficacy against several outcomes during the Omicron wave of the virus. A largely real-world study from the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention showed on Friday. The paper evaluated data for more than 300,000 visits to emergency department, urgent care clinic, and hospitalization across 10 states from August 26, 2021 to January 5, 2022. During the period when the Delta variant was dominant, vaccine efficacy against COVID-19 hospitalization was 90% between 14 to 179 days after dose 2 of a vaccine, fell to 81% more than 180 days after the second dose, and rose to 94% 14 days or more after dose 3. After Omicron became dominant, the vaccine efficacy estimate against hospitalization between 14 to 179 days after dose 2 were 81%, 57% after more than 180 days from those two, and 90% 14 or more days after those three. According to CDS paper based on data from the U.S. state and local jurisdiction, found that vaccine efficacy against infection one from 93% before data to around 80% when data become dominant, but protection against death remains stable and high at 94%. Vaccine efficacy against infection fell to 68% by the time Omicron emerged. The authors were not able to drive any estimate for vaccine efficacy against death during Omicron because of a lag in report, but the broad scientific expectation is that it will remain very high. The paper also showed that while death among fully vaccinated people rose sharply during the Delta waves, totaling more than 20,000 people between July to November, unvaccinated people were still 16 times more likely to die during the same period. Protection were even greater for people who were boosted between October to November. Unvaccinated people were around 50 times more likely to die from COVID-19 than people who were vaccinated and boosted. On our foreign story this morning, police, students shot at Maryland school, suspect in custody. Rockville, MD, a student was shot at a Maryland high school Friday afternoon, prompting an hour-long lockdown, and authorities said a 17-year-old student at the school is in custody. A new release from the Montgomery County Police said security at Magruder High School in Rockville became aware of an incident inside a school bathroom. At 12:53 p.m., a male student had been shot and 911 was called 4 times. 4 minutes later, the news release said the injured student was taken to hospital where he was in serious condition and undergoing surgery, police said. Montgomery County Police Chief Marcus Jones said that the suspect, a fellow student, was taken into custody about 2 hours after the school was locked down during a search of the building. The chief said the suspect was found with a handgun. Jones said it wasn't clear that what led up to the shooting. School officials said in the late afternoon that the authorities had deemed the school safe and students will be dismissed. Country record that the school has approximately 1,700 students. Earlier, television footage had shown numerous squad cars on the scene and officers entering the building. Finally, on our entertainment news this morning, Fuji music can't die. Afrobeat singer gets inspiration from it, says Ayinla Kollington. Veteran Fuji singer Ayinla Kollington has said that the Afrobeat can never displace Fuji music. In an interview with Saturday Beat, the 67-year-old music matron said Afrobeat cannot eradicate Fuji music. They are two different genres. Fuji is a cultural music genre and it is independent. Even Afrobeat singers get inspiration from Fuji music to record their song. That is why we would find Yoruba word being used in many Afrobeat songs. Fuji musicians should continue to sing with whatever style that they like as long as people accept it. The youngster should ride on and make Fuji music greater than its current state. Kollington, who recently released his 106th album titled Aye Kan Lowa, There Is Only One Life, stated that it took him 3 months to record the album. He said, "My latest album has 4 tracks and it only took me about 3 months to get it done because it is what I have been doing for over 50 years. I started singing at a 10-old boy and I am 67-year-old now. I have mastered the crafted Fuji music has improved beyond what it used to be. Everyone now sings Fuji in their preferred style and that has helped it to become more popular. I feel so happy releasing a new album of singing. I released another album last year and another one 2 years ago. The message is the album is that people should do good. People should enjoy themselves as much as they can. Once one is dead, it is finished. That is why one must eat whatever good and expensive food that others eat, drink the expensive wine that they drink, and do all the other deed they are doing, because one cannot become back to this world second time. And whatever is adequately respected by young Fuji artists, Kollington said, well-nurtured and respectful younger Fuji musicians give me my due credit. They respect me so much because that is the right thing to do to an elderly person. One is expected to respect one's superior. Only a person who has not well trained by their parents will respect an elderly person. And finally, before we draw the curtain on our breakfast news this morning, here are the news headline once again. Fuji music can't die, Afrobeat singer, inspiration from it. That's on our entertainment news this morning. And on our local news this morning, 3 naps over kidnaps, mother of 5-year-old girl. On our political news this morning, PDP Governor Saraki received Lagos for Lagos convener to party. On our business story, FG January bond oversubscribed by 175 billion naira DMO. On our sport news, World Cup optimism as Eagle no playoff force today. On our health news this morning, COVID-19 vaccine shows high efficacy against several Omicron studies. And on our foreign news, police student shot at Maryland school, suspect in custody. Finally, on our entertainment news today, Fuji music can't die, Afrobeat singer gets inspiration from it. Here we are going to be drawing our curtain on our breakfast with this morning. Don't forget to subscribe to all our social media platforms. You can visit our official website www.ayogentv.com. As well, you can follow us on our Facebook page, Ayogen League. Follow us on our Instagram page, Ayogen League, and follow us on our YouTube channel, Ayogen TV. I am Charles Olowe Oluwafemi. Enjoy your weekend.